Hi there, welcome to Terraland Soap Opera. Today I'm going to do a reading for Aries energy. And like usual, we're going to do 2 rows. The top row is going to be high vibe Aries energy, which can be when we have hope and faith and belief in our dreams. We've kind of got more balance within ourselves. We might have healed, grown, matured, and we're ready to move forward in life differently. And the bottom row can be our more worldly, shadowy nature, which we all have our dualistic nature, and sometimes our fears and our insecurities try to stop us from moving forward in life the way we'd like to. So some people could be battling within themselves, but everybody's at different places in their life, and some people are moving forward right now, not letting their fears or insecurities or their pride or their ego or other people in their life stop them from to be free to live their authentic life from a place of love. But when other people are moving forward in life, there's always going to be some people that aren't ready to move forward in life, and that's okay. We're all on our own journey in life, learning our own lessons, and sometimes we just got to see the truth of it, that we're ready to move forward in life differently, and some other people aren't. But the bottom row could also be our own shadow nature, or other people in our life who don't want us to love and believe in ourselves and heal or grow or mature ourselves, because our shadow nature doesn't want to do that, us to do that. And sometimes some other shadowy people in our life don't want us to do that. So anyway, we're going to look at it from a couple different perspectives. Just listen to your intuition about where you're at in your Aries energy and where other people are at. If you harness high vibe Aries energy, you probably like to hang out with some people who harness high vibe Aries energy. So the reason for the top row's reading is the Wheel of Fortune. It's the reason why the reading came out. Everybody thinks the way that they want to move forward in life, that the Wheel of Fate is going to go in their favor. Well, there's consequences to our actions, and we will all find out if we are moving forward in the right direction. High vibe people have learned lessons in life. If I take action in truth and love and balance, and I treat other people the way I like to be treated, I try to act with character and integrity and be just and fair, the Wheel of Fate is going to go in their favor. But you might have dealt with some people in your life, or your own shadow nature, that says, we should do life this way instead. I'm sure that will make us happy. And so sometimes we want to move forward in life differently. So the only 2 cards that are showing themselves in the top row is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the Page of Wands in reverse. If there were some people in your life that kind of aren't motivated and inspired maybe to come together with you in a long-term foundation, because that's kind of what the Ten of Pentacles can mean. Some of you could have been dealing with someone. The Page of Wands for some of you, it could be your own adult children. For others of you, it could be someone who is an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. But for others of you, it's just someone who isn't ready to move forward yet. In order to move forward in life, we have to have come into some insight or understanding or healing or maturity or something. And some people might not be very self-aware. They might like to completely not align with their more hopeful, believing, loving nature. They could be people whose life is completely opposite of yours, where they're all about the world, indulging themselves, indulging their more immature nature, all about ego or image or money and materialism. Because we live in a world of duality. We can choose this, we can choose that. We have high vibe people, we have low vibe people. We have people who are atrocious in the world. We read about them in the newspaper. And we have people like Jesus and Mother Teresa. Most of us are probably kind of going back and forth and trying to find our way, if the bell curve is right. And then we got the outliers. But the whole fact is, if there's people in the world who aren't all about money and materialism and status and image, which is what shadowy Virgo energy can talk about. Some of you could have been dealing with a Virgo, but we all harness Virgo energy. High vibe people who harness high vibe Virgo energy are people who aren't all about themselves. You know, they want to free themselves from the things that manipulate them. Because in our worldly nature, our more worldly, shadowy nature is represented by the devil. I don't like all these things in the world that manipulate me. I don't like my fear or my insecurity or my prideful nature or my immature nature or my impulsive, reckless nature or my materialistic nature continuing to run my life off into the ditch. I want to feel more balance within myself. I want to grow up. I want to believe in myself. I want to love myself. I want to feel more stable and grounded within myself. I want to heal. And if there's people in the world that feel that way, there's people in the world who can feel the exact opposite way of that. They have no interest. Why? Because it takes work and effort. Virgo energy is an earth sign energy. You have to invest time, energy, and effort. Like to love yourself, to love your own inner child, to believe that you are this creative, inspired, intuitive being that deserves to live your authentic life and to be your authentic self and be in the energy of love and to manifest your dreams into reality. And for some people, for some reason, they could have completely rejected that. No, 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 no. It's about the world. It's about indulging in these things of the world. I'm sure that'll make me happy. Or my whole life is going to be about money and materialism and status and image. If we're not investing in our own more hopeful, believing, loving nature, which the Page of Wands can represent, we're indulging our much more immature, selfish, greedy, prideful, self-centered, lazy, petulant, I don't have to put in work and effort, people are supposed to indulge me nature. And if you've known some people, we can all get in relationships. Let's jump down to the bottom row. We can all get in relationships with people because we have lessons to learn. And I think we're drawn and attracted to people because we have lessons to learn from them. And we can all start out in the world and we're kind of naive and gullible, and we can be kind of naive and gullible for a long time. If you're a very loving, nurturing person, we got to realize the fact that there's some people in the world that aren't very loving and nurturing, and they're kind of emotionally immature. And sometimes shadowy people try to take advantage of authentic, loving people. Five of Cups. We can all be sad that relationships didn't work out the way we wanted. That people in our life that we wish had worked together with us cooperatively in a loving way, that they didn't. And we can all kind of be in that boat. It can just be that something new we were trying to give birth to. Because when we come together with other people, it's like we create a new energy. And that is even what the Page of Wands can represent. We wanted to work together with others in a foundation to give birth to something new. Well, we've all tried to do that at different times in our life, and sometimes it doesn't work out the way we want. And we can all kind of go a little bit in our shadow nature because we're sad. We want our dreams to come into reality, and high vibe people offer love to themselves. The Three of Wands is Aries energy, and Aries energy represents the self. High vibe people can go into shadowy energy, but they still have hope and faith and belief in their dreams. The Three of Wands talks about wanting your dreams to come into reality. And we could want our dreams to come into reality with someone from our past who hasn't learned to offer love to themselves, to heal from some past pain and heartbreak. And then they're kind of defensive to moving forward in love. And it's kind of seeing the truth of that. I wish these people would deal with their past pain and heartbreak or their self-limiting beliefs or why they don't love and believe in themselves or why they reject loving people or reject loving themselves. Aren't they inspired by love? Don't they want to be in more emotionally, feel more emotionally balanced and stable within themselves, which is kind of what the Chariot card talks about? Don't they want to move forward in life differently? And the truth is, some people don't. It's like, because again, some people gave up. They could really still haven't learned the lessons. We can move forward when we've seen the truth and we've learned lessons in life. Some people are still really focused on some things in their past that didn't work out. They could be trying to get people who didn't love them to love them. And sometimes the people that didn't love us aren't people we can be in a relationship with, because they could be our siblings or our parents or people that aren't even in our life anymore. But sometimes people are really kind of shadowy energies about being in your ego. Some people are really still in their ego about, why didn't those people love me? Why didn't those people want to work with me? I was maybe being authentic and vulnerable and I love them. Well, we're all in different places in our life. Not everybody, and some of the people who are a little more shadowy are really full of themselves. Why wouldn't anybody want to move forward with me? I look like, if they move forward with me, I'd look victorious and successful. Well, by worldly standards, they might look victorious and successful. The Chariot talks about moving forward victoriously, but are they kind of an immature person? Are they more in shadowy energy, more caught up in the world, an ego and image, or themselves? They might have made an offer to someone to get in a relationship. A Page of Cups can mean a small offer. The Knight of Cups and the Chariot is going into much more mature energy. In tarot, we have the pages, then we have the knights, then we have the kings and queens, and then the Chariot is someone who's kind of aligned with universal energy. I have seen life from a higher perspective. There's a higher truth and justice, that I'm in the energy of love that I'm moving forward with. And sometimes some people want to offer very little to get other people who might be sad, just like they might have been sad, to get in a relationship with them. But then their idea of moving forward is, shadowy Pisces can be like, isn't it about getting in a relationship so that we look like we're moving forward victorious? Like, look, this relationship made me sad. Bye. I'm moving forward in a new relationship. Well, why? Is it based on truth and love? Or because I'm kind of immature and codependent and I always need to be in a relationship? Shadowy energy, I'm kind of immature and I'm in my ego. I want to look at me. I moved on. I got in a new relationship. We're supposed to get in relationships because of truth and love. And some people don't view life that way. Their whole perspective could be, I think it's more about looking victorious and successful in the world. Or getting someone to indulge me in my ego. I kind of like it to be more about me. I want to move forward, but I kind of want to move forward in this illusion that it's this emotionally balanced, loving relationship, but not where I get in the driver's seat of my life and I get emotionally balanced and I'm more authentic and vulnerable and we're really going to move to the next level of life where we're no longer more about our more worldly, immature nature. We're going high vibe. And some people just try to create the illusion that they harness high vibe energy, that they're more just and fair and stable and grounded and mature and healed than they are. But they're really kind of tipped out of balance and they're more, haven't dealt with their past pain and heartbreak. could still be more about themselves, could still be more operating from ego. I don't want to do love. I want to indulge myself in a relationship. It's more about me. If it does move forward, as long as it works and is good for my ego and my image, I'll move forward with them. So long as they indulge me, male or female. There's a lot of bossy, controlling men and women out there. They think it should be more about them. You know, shadow nature can be egotistical and self-centered. They haven't learned how to play nicely with others. They've got a lot of life lessons to learn, that it isn't just all about them. And then there's people who it's like, I can't move forward yet because I haven't dealt with this past pain and heartbreak. But they could try to get in relationships with people. And then the truth is that these people haven't done any work within themselves. High vibe Virgo is, I have done work within myself. I've looked at those things that I preferred to keep hidden in the dark. Am I kind of immature? Am I kind of bossy and controlling? Am I kind of egotistical? Am I kind of more materialistic? Do I indulge my more immature view of life? And some people are that way, but we have free will, and shadowy energy can say, I want to stay in denial of the truth. I don't want to see the truth. The truth sets us free. Some people don't want to stop indulging their more immature nature. And they want to move forward in relationships with people who will kind of indulge them in their more immature nature. Some of those people could be sad right now because some of the people in their life who were being authentic, who were being, had hope and faith and belief in this dream, and who were emotionally balanced and loving, had tried to work with them, and they turned their back on love. It's like, no, it's supposed to be all about me. I have some issues I haven't dealt with. You're supposed to keep indulging me. And the thing is, they keep repeating some poor past patterns of behavior because they have some lessons to learn about being more emotionally balanced within themselves. Offering love and compassion and forgiveness to themselves for the mistakes they've made. Offering love and compassion to people in their life who made them sad so they can be free of it and move on from it. But it takes work and effort. You know, you have to be willing to even listen to your intuition. You know, the thing is, our intuition has drawn us and attracted us to certain people in life because we did have lessons to learn from them. Some people listened to their intuition in the past and they were drawn and attracted to people, but they didn't learn the lesson. Virgo energy within ourselves is about learning the lesson. What lesson did we learn from that life experience? And some people haven't learned the lesson, and they're just focused on the fact that those people didn't work with them cooperatively when they could have been authentic and genuine and loving and really wanted to move forward in a loving, emotionally balanced way. Some people are hung up on thinking it has to be that person. That's the person. I got to move forward with them. Why that person? That could be our fear and insecurity that, well, I don't want to go out there and face my fears to go find anybody new. I want that person to do it the way I want them to do it. It's like, but if they didn't do it the way you want them to do it, you're just going to sit here? No, no, no. You know, shadowy Aries can be like, I'm the boss. I'm going to just stay here. And God's like, people have free will and they're not working cooperatively with you. I don't care. I'm the boss. I'm sure it'll work out. I'm sure one day they'll be sad that whatever they invested in didn't work out. I'm sure they'll want to be in a relationship with me then. Some of those people have moved on. And some of these people don't want to see the truth of it. And like I say, some of those people can be kind of full of themselves. Oh no, I'm sure they're going to want to be in a relationship with me. We can be authentic and honest and loving with people. But we have to see the truth. Why don't they want to move forward with us? Because the truth will set us free. Were we dealing with some people that were kind of immature? were we dealing with some people who hadn't healed from some of their past pain and heartbreak? We can love them all we want, but until they offer them self-love to heal, to believe in their dreams and be inspired to get in the driver's seat of their life, to be more emotionally balanced and heal from that, to move away from it, we could be waiting all our life, because we all know some people who stubbornly refuse to change. Nope, this didn't work out. I'm done. I'm not doing love anymore. It's all about me indulging myself from now on. Nope, that didn't work out. I'm not doing love. I might move forward in a relationship, but I'm going to try to control everyone. That way, I'm sure it'll work out the way I want. Well, who wants to be in relationships with people who are bossy and controlling? You know, again, it's some people who maybe haven't learned to love themselves. And I think that's the biggest lesson in life, is to learn to love yourself, to be your own best mother, father, coach voice, because we're not children anymore. We could have had people growing up in our life when we were children who were bossy and controlling, weren't very just, weren't very fair, whatever. Love is what helps us heal. They were all where they were at. They all had their childhood. They all had their past pain and heartbreak. You know, are we going to keep repeating this over and over, where someone hurt me, I'm going to hurt other people. Other people hurt me because they were sad, now I'm going to stay sad. They gave up on love, I'm going to give up on love. At what point do we break those generational curses and say, I'm not doing it anymore? Because we reap what we sow, and I don't want to keep growing that pattern. And shadowy energy is about repeating a pattern over and over and over. At what time are we going to see the truth that love is what will help us move us forward, and not codependent? Because shadow energy is being codependent. I'm looking outside of myself for someone else to love me, for something else to make me feel better, for something outside of me to feel victorious and successful and worthy. It starts within ourselves. We need to offer love to our own past pain and heartbreak. We need to offer love to ourselves. We need to offer love to the dreams that we had, so we don't give up on our dreams. And then we need to love ourselves enough to realize we do have this dualistic nature, and we are to take the reins of our dualistic nature. Our mind, our fear, our emotions, other people in our life aren't supposed to be the boss of our life. We can master our thoughts and our emotions. We can't control other people, and we shouldn't try to control other people. The only person I can control is me. And if I'm tipped out of balance, I need to offer myself, like, again, being your own best mother, father, coach voice in your own head. I need to love me so I can move forward victoriously and become all I can be. And we can all get in relationships because we've been sad, things didn't work out. We could be more consumed with ourselves. We could be more consumed with the world, or we're repeating a past pattern. It's just that sometimes when we get in relationships with people, some people did do this inner work within themselves to get out of their more worldly focused nature or their more codependent nature. And some of the people they were in a relationship with didn't do that work. Some people are motivated and inspired to look at those things they'd rather not look at. I have some fear and insecurities and self-limiting beliefs too. Do I want to, whatever ones I had 5 years ago, do I want to keep dragging them with me? Or do I want to let them go? Well, to really let them go, I need to work through them so I can be free of them. And I'm free to move forward in a more emotionally balanced, loving way. And there's some people in the world that's like, I don't have to do that. I'm just not going to deal with it. I don't want to look at it. Whatever's hidden in the dark, I want to keep it in the dark. I don't want to invest the time and energy. I don't want to see the truth. And for some of these people, they don't want to see the truth that they have these unresolved issues that maybe they could have been, we have to take responsibility for our part of why relationships didn't work out. Were we kind of immature? Were we kind of, when we're immature, we're very egocentric and we think the world revolves around us. Some people are still very egocentric and think the world revolves around them. Everybody else should give up their dreams. Nobody should listen to their intuition. Nobody should be their own unique, independent individual. Everybody should make their life all about these people for some of them. Some of them are full of themselves that I look victorious and successful. Why wouldn't people want to move forward with me? Well, are you kind of immature? Are you kind of bossy and controlling and full of yourself? For some people, it doesn't matter how victorious and successful you are, or charming you are, or how much social clout you have, or how attractive you are. Enough is not enough to keep some people in a relationship with people who haven't learned some lessons about how to be more balanced within themselves, to act with character and integrity, to treat other people the way they like to be treated, to be more open and authentic and loving. So some people have learned some more lessons than some other people have. We all know some shadowy people in the world. And some shadowy people are all about ego and image and money and materialism. Some of those people are sad because there was some of those people could have let go of a foundation with people they could have had a long-term, stable, creative, inspired, loving relationship with. But they had to be willing to keep moving forward with those people. They had to go with the flow. They had to be willing to heal and grow and mature and step out of their comfort zone and let go of clinging to their more worldly view of life. And they didn't want to do it. And they turned their back on those loving people who were being open and authentic with them. But they're like, I don't want to do that because that means I have to deal with my past pain and heartbreak, and I don't want to do it. So I think the wheel of fate will go in my favor. I know. Maybe I'll go find someone who's sad. And maybe if I tell them I've always dreamed of being in a relationship with you and moving forward with you, or oh my gosh, I just met you, and oh my gosh, I think you're like my dream come true, that they're kind of hoping those people will do life the way they want to do life. But the whole problem is a lot of other people kind of go with the flow of life, and they're maybe more connected in with their emotions and their intuition about the decisions they make than staying in their grief or their sadness or their defensiveness or living more from their mind and their heart. And initially, people can get in relationships with people who just want to move forward in this more, shadowy energy, again, kind of represented by the devil, and high vibe energy represented by God. It's like, let's just try to create an illusion that it's love, that it is more emotionally mature and just and fair than it really is. Because some people are very immature and they do have a lot of life lessons to learn. And they're trying to find someone who's on the same page as them. And, if they do find someone who's on the same page as them, they might move forward together because maybe together they can help each other navigate through life. If we live somewhere where, oh my gosh, everybody was so much more successful and confident, whatever, than we were, we all like to hang out with people who are like ourselves. And it would be beneficial to us that, wow, all those other people, I'm just not there yet. And so then we'd kind of like to find some people that we can move forward with that might be more on the same page as them, as us. And so, that would be good for them too. But we just kind of maybe need to see it when we realize, yeah, I've learned some lessons in life about how to work cooperatively with people more so than maybe you have. And, I think I'm going to move on and maybe you can find someone else to get in a relationship with. And then too, the wands can talk about sexuality. Some people think sex is love. And other people want more deep, meaningful relationships, not just someone to have sex with. And some people think, isn't that like the same thing? Isn't that like what other people are doing? It's like, yeah, people might be having sex, but some people are much more emotionally mature, and it's like a more deep, meaningful relationship. So, so some people up here kind of realize that they kind of weren't on the same page as some people. They were motivated and inspired by different things. Well, the Five of Cups is Scorpio. The Page of Cups is the water signs, all of them Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. They could harness, and then we have two water signs here of Pisces and Cancer. Everybody can have their idea of what their dream life is, and everybody's at where they're at kind of emotionally in their maturity level, or even connecting with their emotions. And we're emotionally complex human beings, and some people get a really not dealt with theirs much, and so they're not as comfortable in their feelings as other people, and maybe they kind of need to go through some experiences of just kind of exploring themselves emotionally more so in relationships than some other people who had been more connected in with their emotions, or just have had some more life experience. And it takes time. It's kind of like muscle memory. People have had more experience in relationships, say, or dealing with people. You get kicked to the curb, you get thrown under the bus. Some people have dealt with more people like that in their life, or life experiences where they know they have those resources within themselves to pick themselves back up. And that's life experience. The younger we are, the harder it can be to pick ourselves up, because it's kind of like we haven't done it before. And we don't have that experience. And other people, they have learned previously, when things didn't work out the way I wanted, I kind of did indulge myself more emotionally to feel better. And now that they've learned these lessons, they're not investing in indulging themselves in their more immature nature, because life's about learning lessons. And they've learned that if I take action in my life, kind of indulging myself to feel better, I've already been there and done that, and it really could have put me in a funk that was very hard to get out of. And then sometimes when we're in a really low place, kind of other people might come in to take advantage of us. And some of those people like being in relationships with people who are in that state, because that's kind of the state they're in. But then it's a mismatch, can be a mismatched relationship, because if you're not both still inspired by love, one person might be in a funk, but they're still motivated and inspired to love and believe in themselves. And when they're in the relationship, they do that work, and the other one doesn't. But it is possible that, whatever state of life that we're in, if the people are willing to do that work within themselves to heal and grow and mature, everybody can get out of it and move forward. It's just that sometimes people aren't willing to do that work. And then we realize that someone that we could have loved, that we wanted a long term foundation to move forward with, we can't keep staying in negative energy. If I've done this work and I've healed, I've grown, I was offering you love and encouragement to help you get in the driver's seat of your life, I can't make you do that. And if you keep choosing to focus, we have free will of what thoughts and emotions we choose to sit in every day. And if that's where you choose to be, I think the high vibe people end up wishing them peace. But I can't stay living my life like this. I need to move on. And then, high vibe energy is about being a leader in the world, and especially in Aries energy, that sometimes when we go live our life, not indulging our more immature or prideful or codependent nature, other people see us living our life like that, and they wonder, how do you do that? And I think the thing is, with these cards not showing themselves, is you were willing to cut out the things in your life that you needed to cut out so that you didn't kind of indulge yourself in a more shadowy way. And that meant you probably had to cut some people out of your life. People from a friend group, from a family group, people that you thought were going to be in your life maybe long term. For some of you, is just someone who harnessed their Virgo and maybe their Aries energy in a shadowy way. And they're maybe not willing to do that yet, and they may never. So you were willing to cut the shadowy energies out. And what they don't understand about how you're moving forward is that you're now harnessing these energies in a high vibe way. Eight of Pentacles, you weren't going to keep investing time, energy, and effort into people who weren't putting in work and effort within themselves to heal their own foundation, to love themselves, to align with their more loving, hopeful, more balanced nature, who could be codependent. And some people are very emotionally codependent. Well, I'm not supposed to have to love me. And that would be like repeating a pattern from childhood. Like, I'm this codependent person. I used to have parents that kind of took care of me and made me feel better. And I'm looking for someone to replace my parent in my life. It's like, if we're not willing to put in work and effort to grow and mature ourselves and become a more emotionally mature person, because high vibe Aries is learning these lessons in life so that you are a good leader in your life. And some people also kind of indulge and think, well, I shouldn't have to put in that work and effort. I go find people to get in a relationship with for them to put in that work and effort. Well, those are people who are lazy. So you were willing to quit a job or in putting work and effort in with some people. Some other people aren't willing to quit those jobs or quit working with some people they've been working with, even if what they're working with is their more worldly, shadowy nature. And that's also what you were willing to do. I'm not going to be more focused on my more worldly nature. I'm going to let go of that foundation, and instead, I'm going to put this work and effort to grow and heal and mature myself, to see the truth. See through, and get caught up in like the illusion of the world. I don't want these things of the world or my own fears or insecurities to keep manipulating me. So then we have the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the King of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Emperor. If you knew some people in your life, well, first it starts within you. You rejected making your life more about your ego and image and money and materialism. You rejected your more worldly view of life of, isn't it all about looking like a shining star in the world? And maybe investing in your own harsh, critical inner voice. And you quit investing in kind of being more about yourself and indulging your needs, and this can mean like our sexual needs, but it's like, before I might have been really concerned about that, and I might have been really concerned about being in a relationship, and I might have been really concerned about how people viewed me and being in my ego. There's so much more other things to pay attention to in life, and our sexual nature is like our life force nature. We can invest that energy into a lot of other creative projects in our life, like our work, like expanding our perception of ourselves and the world around us, and investing in our dreams instead of, say, investing in being so consumed with being in a relationship where we have a sexual partner. And again, letting go of being more independent of your loving nature and kind of thinking you're the boss. Some people have lived enough life that when I keep thinking it's about me and I think I'm the boss, I might have some lessons to learn that I might have some growing up and healing and maturing to do. So when we kind of get out of all these things about ourselves and look at life from a higher perspective, we've learned a valuable lesson that there's more to life than all these things we get consumed with in the world. And it's about being inspired to know our worth and value, that we're so much more than what the world tells us how we need to live our life for us to be viewed as this valuable person in the world. Oh, you need to be in a relationship. Oh, you need to be married. Oh, you need to wear this. You need to drive that. Blah, blah. We're so much more than that. We are this creative, inspired, emotionally complex human being. We are so abundant within ourselves, instead of trying to fit us into this compartment like we're just this computer in the world that, well, wear this, drive that, blah, blah, blah. That's what makes you valuable. Yeah, fuck you. And that's when you become an emperor in your own life. I'm no longer making my life all being consumed with the world and my ego and my image. I want to grow to my full potential, so I'm motivated and inspired to invest in me growing to my full potential. And I want to be in relationships with other people who are interested in growing to their full potential, who are more independent from their more worldly, defensive, all about themselves nature. I want people who become independent of that, people who've bossed up, people who realize, if I want to have a loving, nurturing, abundant life, it's about balance. It's not just about me. It's not just about these things of the world. I can have all those things in the world. I can put all the puzzle pieces together to make it look like I have that. But if I don't have love, and I don't know my worth and value, and all these things of the world are still manipulating me, or I'm in relationships with people who are manipulating me, where I'm in relationships with people who lack insight and self-awareness, who are immature, and I'm continuing to be immature, what's that to be proud of? So some high vibe people have learned, if I don't want to have to learn some hard lessons in life, I've got to quit indulging my more impulsive, prideful, egotistical, immature, blah, blah, blah nature. And I need to learn to love and believe in myself, because that is how the Wheel of Fortune is going to go in my favor. And I think there's some people in the world that see you doing this. They just don't know how you're doing it. They keep trying to move forward, maybe more shadow energy from their ego. They keep maybe trying to look like they're moving forward, but shadow energy is like just trying to create an illusion. Have you really embodied those energies within yourself? No, I think I'm the boss. I think I can create this illusion. Look how victorious and successful I'm moving forward. But this Chariot is Cancer energy, which is about love of self and operating your foundation from a place of love. Is that where you're operating from? No, I turn my back on love. I invest in my more egoic nature. Well, as long as you keep loving your more egoic nature, you're not you're not planting seeds of love. You're planting seeds of ego. So then, that's the crop you harvest. So what's coming up for the people who harness some high vibe Aries energy that they might not see coming up? And just like you and some of you other people, there could be some people right now that have been trying to love and inspire some people in their life to move forward with them in a more loving, authentic way. And for some of those people, if they're not going to do it, they're going to love themselves to say, I wish you peace, but I can't stay here. There's not enough money or ego or status or image for me to stay. Oh my gosh, this is a lot. We got the Queen of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, 2 Star cards, the 2 of Swords, the Death card, the 10 of Pentacles, the 8 of Cups, the 9 of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. And the reason that all came out is because of the Judgment card. There comes a point in time in our life where we have to make a decision. And we do have this dualistic nature. We can do this or that. And sometimes people are juggling. There comes a time in our life where we got to pick a path. And not from ego or fear or insecurity. Some high vibe people, out of love and respect for themselves, and knowing if I'm a loving, nurturing, warm, giving, balanced person, I deserve to work with other people who look at life from a higher perspective. That's who my dreams can come into reality with. If I've been loving and encouraging to people and that's not how they choose to live their life, then they have a different dream than me. I wish you peace. I hope it works out. But I think this is the way to move forward. And they're going to listen to their intuition, and they're going to detach from their more worldly, kind of more indulgent nature to become more independent of their more worldly, egoic nature, to know their worth and value, and to love themselves, and to want to go get in relationships with other people who have done that same thing. So, some people that have been maybe immature or turning their back on people or trying, shadowy energy can be trying to manipulate people. For some of those people, they could be shocked that, one more time someone might offer to work together with them. But it's like Judgment Day, with the Judgment card. It could be the last time. If they don't take that cup of love to have some hope and faith and belief in others and belief in love, some people are going to say, I hope it works out for you, but I'm leaving. The way you want to move forward in life is different than how I want to move forward in life. And I wish you peace, and those people are going to let go of that foundation. They're not going to invest any more time, energy, and effort into them. And I think those people are going to be sad that they weren't willing to deal with whatever they needed to deal with that manipulates them from being willing to be more open or just or fair or growing up or something, And high vibe people are calling judgment on people. If people aren't bringing something into reality to move forward with me, I wish you peace. I do love and believe in myself and believe in my dreams, and my dream isn't codependent on certain people. It's just being in a relationship with people who are on the same page as me. And if that's not you, that's not you. I wish you peace, but I'm moving on. What's coming up for some of the people in the more worldly, shadowy energy that they don't see coming up is that some people are going to get in the driver's seat of their life. They've healed. Shadowy energy is kind of like being in denial of the truth or living in illusion. And some people, out of love for themselves, wanted to heal from their own past pain, heartbreak, fears, insecurity, self-limiting beliefs, to see the truth that they deserve to move forward victoriously in love. And they see the truth that maybe some other people want to keep living more from their mind and their heart and moving forward in a more worldly, maybe more egoic way. And they didn't see that coming. Because we tend to think people are like ourselves, and if they think what's the most important thing is what we look like and how people perceive us, and I would stay in something so long as it seemed victorious and successful, I'm sure you will too, right? Even though I might do things that are hurtful and unkind, or I'm bossy, or I'm controlling, or I'm egotistical, or self-centered, and I kind of have this illusion about what it means to be in a relationship, and eventually other people say, I can't stay here. That might be how you like to live your life and your dream way of living life. That's not my dream way of living life. Another thing they might not see coming is there might be someone who is willing to move forward with them in a relationship. If it is someone who's kind of more on the same page as them, maybe they also are more harnessing shadowy Cancer, shadowy Libra, where instead of it really being about truth and love, they might be people who present themselves as like loving and very like just and fair, but it's kind of more living more from your mind and your heart. It looks just and fair and like based on love and truth, but it's kind of the illusion of that, because people might have some unresolved issues from their past they don't want to deal with, but they do want to look like they have what other people have. So they're willing to invest in some people who look very victorious and successful and present themselves as loving people in the world. And it's not to say there can't be love in the relationship, it could just be kind of more immature, maybe a little more emotionally shallow and superficial. And maybe they're both on the same page, or they could have someone who gets in a relationship with them that is like, I see you haven't healed, and I've come into your life to manipulate you because I want to look like I've moved on. I like those things of the world that you might have that make you look victorious. And guess what? You're going to repeat a pattern of relationship with me. Why are you sad? What happened in your past? Huh. I might be just like those people. Because again, I think if we in love don't see the truth, we're going to repeat a pattern. And they might have some people come into their life who kind of present themselves as these just and fair and loving people, but they're kind of more about themselves and bossy and controlling, more about the ego and the image. And some of those people are going to realize, oh my gosh, I have recreated the whole life experience that made me defensive to trusting anyone again. And now I'm in a relationship with someone like that. And it's like, ding, 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 ding. Did you see the truth? Are you going to heal? That you don't like being in relationships with people like this? And if you don't like being in a relationship with people who remind you of people from your past, you need to heal from that and love and believe in yourself enough to get in the driver's seat of your own life and move away from people who are like that. And don't take, and then once we've healed from it, we will no longer be attracted to people who operate from that type of foundation, because we're no longer kind of in our wounded ego about it. Oh, there's someone who's prideful and egotistical. I got to go get them to love me because I had people in my life that were prideful and egotistical and didn't love me. Oh, look, there's a person who's got an addiction. I'm going to go get in a relationship with them to make them love me because I'm still in my ego that I had people when I was younger who chose those things over me. And what they don't realize, if they just get defensive to everybody and I don't trust anybody anymore, I think subconsciously they're going to be drawn and attracted to people like that because God wants them to be free. And if they recreate that pattern, they could stay in it forever because we do like to repeat patterns and stay in our comfort zone. For some people, that's their comfort zone and they will stay in it forever. And they're kind of creating a little hell in their life when they could have created a little heaven on earth. But everybody has free will. So there you go, Aries energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.